Okay, it's out. It looks like it's out. There it is. 68.1, pretty much in line. Guidance. 78. That's big. 78's huge number. Huge number. 78 is huge. It's going to be 210, I think. 78. The fuck? That's so much it feels like a typo. And that's not assuming any China. Yeah, I got to think that's going to 210. And 78? That's a huge beat. Street was at 73. So if they're saying 78, you know they're going to do 80. I don't know. That's a big one. Let's see what Jensen has to say on the call, but that's pretty epic. I mean, just for reference here, hopefully you can see this, 78. It's a meaningful second derivative acceleration here. So going to go from 68% year over year. Well, hold on. We have to put in the 68 they did. What did they do? 68.1? 68.1. So that was 73%. Look at this, chat. Year over year growth was 56, 62, 73, and now guidance is 77. They'll probably do 80. So that means that you have to raise this number too. This is probably going to go up. Yeah, I would think the stock's going to, you'll see maybe 210. That's such a big number. Now, again, Street's kind of used to Nvidia putting up these numbers, but this is just too much. Again, maybe it's already priced in. The company has said that they have $500 billion in backlog. Yeah, I think you see 205. I don't know about 210. But it could be priced in. We'll see it red soon. Who knows? Yeah, it looks like they'll have a $100 billion quarter at some point. It calls in 20 minutes. Where are all the bears at? Where's JG Nuke? This is the dumbest man alive. At least that tries to talk about stocks. You guys know who I'm talking about? Where is he? JG Nuke. There he is. Nobody special. I think he said he shorted Nvidia. Let's see if we can find his latest. You guys can hear this. Let's see. No?
Back-to-back announcements within just a few minutes of each other today, with Nvidia agreeing to buy its own chips from itself using Synopsys
Look at the photos he chose.
as a middleman, and OpenAI taking a stake in Thrive Capital using Thrive Capital's own money. Why? So Thrive Capital can give the money to OpenAI's customers and they can give it right back to OpenAI. It was a heck of a day in the AI bubble. Try to keep up. What's up, guys? I'm nobody special, and in the interest of transparency, before we get started, I have to disclose that I am personally short Nvidia stock for
All 100 shares.
reasons that I've spent pretty much the last 2 years on this channel
The last 2 years being as wrong as possible. I mean, you could not be more wrong. Imagine being bearish on AI.
describing, which is why I was not at all surprised this morning when I saw this, the first of 2 circular accounting stories in one day. Nvidia buys $2 billion of chip software maker Synopsys stock. Nvidia invested $2 billion in chip design software maker Synopsys as part of a broader engineering and design tie-up aiming to infuse its AI computing technology into more industries. Nvidia purchased the shares for $414.79 each. The company said in a statement on Monday, the stake represents 2.6% of Synopsys' outstanding stock. The new partnership involves integrating Nvidia's tools into Synopsys chip design applications, and the companies also will deploy
Synopsys doesn't need capital. And yeah, I don't know. This guy's just too dumb.
AI agents and work on joint marketing. And then right below that paragraph, you can see the increasingly familiar shape of one of these AI circular economic diagrams that
It's almost as if companies buy and sell from each other different goods and services that they find useful. I have to do some research into this. Okay, I did some research. They apparently call this an economy. It's hard to find information about this, but it's very, very, very interesting.
have been making the rounds in the financial press recently, even though they were doing the same thing on my channel about 2 years ago. But let's not get...
What a nerd.
That says 0 is the number of H200 GPUs that Nvidia has sold to China since the government, as part of the trade deal. But there's the numbers. How are they getting the GPUs? But don't worry. Nvidia insists that all their customers follow the rules. By the way, insisting your customers follow the rules does not absolve you of your requirements. You cannot just play dumb. You are obligated to reject those sales if you have credible proof that they're going to China.
Okay, Mr. Policeman, shut the fuck up.
Which there obviously is in spades. Anyways, we got those earnings after the bell. Meanwhile, we've got CoreWeave. Just a week after Blue Owl told them, no, you can't have $4 billion because we can't find any investors to sell that debt to. Now CoreWeave is out trying to buy $8.5 billion worth of debt to pay for their data centers. This time, apparently when you get...
It's crazy. It's almost like there's a gold rush and people are scrambling to get involved in a rapid growth sector. I can't believe it.
To a certain level, you don't care about any of that. You just do whatever you have to do to get paid. All right, good luck, Anthropic. That's fine.
Wait, what?
Any of that. Apparently not for Anthropic. It costs me a lot of money, people that they're advertising to. And so I don't... It's like rent your gold to us services. And yes, they are. The second you risk losing money, then you never really had any safety standards to begin with. It was just a thing that you said at meetings to sound good. Because the funny thing about standards, the funny thing about ethics, they're expensive.
We have to wait for the Nvidia call. Starts at 5 o'clock.
Yes, they are. I could be pumping shitcoins to you day in and day out.
No, you couldn't. Nobody cares about you. Nobody's gonna listen to you pump shitcoins
on my channel. I could be shilling these like rent your gold to us services, these people that offer me money day in and day out. But I think they're BS services, and I don't think they're good for the people that they're advertising to. And so I don't pump that shit on my channel. And it costs me a lot of money. That's how standards works. Apparently not for Anthropic. Apparently when you get to a certain level, you don't care about any of that. You just do whatever you have to do to get paid. All right, good luck, Anthropic. That's fine. We've got Russia and
I don't think Anthropic is shedding a tear with their new 400 billion cap.
Iran are lowering the price.
Meanwhile, this guy's streaming from his basement.
Just for crude oil as prices for Brent crude rise, we've got prices for Russian and Iranian crude is falling. We're seeing the spreads is widening there. That's an interesting story. Higher as well. And 50-50 here, guys. Fight U.S. bans. All right. Now wait till you in a rapidly changing crude price costs an economic.
This guy's been so wrong about AI for so long. It's so funny. Yeah, I can't believe INQ is having this relief rally. Make sure you click like and subscribe. And make sure you try out goodlterminal.com. I built this. This is my company. New terminal with bonds? Wow. I know. Bond prices. News. Earnings estimates. More and more we've been able to pull off more and more of Bloomberg's functions. So if you have a Bloomberg or you had a Bloomberg and you're missing it, a lot of that stuff is now on Godel. Sell-side research, expert networks coming soon.